Back on the Israel Defense Forces here, beginning to draft female recruits to a number of elite units now for the first time, starting next month. That's in line with the previous announcement by the military back in June. The initial top units to be open for mixed gender tryouts will include the elite search and rescue unit 669 and the top combat engineering special forces unit known as Yahalom or Diamond as well. Prestigious units. Now, these special forces will join the already up and running programs in place, the mixed gender light infantry units where many already serve. And to get more perspective on this issue, we're joined by IDF Reserve Brigadier General Yosef Kuperwasser. So thanks for being with us here. You're the former Director General of the Israeli Ministry of Strategic Affairs as well. So thanks for joining us here. After so many years, decades truly, why is the Army opening this to women only now?
It's a good question, but you know, in the history is that women were not involved in this unit for a long time.
Yeah.
Gradually, we opened more and more units for women. They were doing fine. They were doing the job pretty impressively. And that's why more and more units are now open for the possibility of having women in them. And I think it's a good development.
You know, Israel's got a unique history with this. I mean, there's been some really successful cases. I know as of now, I mean, the pilots course is famously open to women. There's been some really top-level success stories there. But going back to the pre-state days, even with the Palmach fighting units, I mean, some of those were heavily occupied by women. I mean, I have some friends here whose grandmothers, you know, were frontline heroes in those units. How does that tradition, how has that been infused, you know, into what we're seeing today at the modern IDF?
Yeah, well, we have a tradition of women being involved in combat positions and especially in intelligence, but not only. And yes, there was this kind of belief that women are too weak to carry out very demanding physically missions. And what we do today is make sure that we don't compromise on the quality of the performance of the combat unit and still involve women in them to the extent possible. And we always check new horizons and new frontiers in this respect and cross them as soon as we understand that it's possible. There is an ongoing monitoring of this issue, and wherever the checks prove that we can move forward, then we move forward. And I think it's a very good development, as I said, because I think that women want to get involved in more positions, in more missions and tasks, and that's what we see happening, and that's very, very good.
Now, there was a trial underway, and I think we're seeing some images on the screen. The Tank Corps had done some sort of trials on this. I think inconclusive results that they came out of mixing genders. Are we likely to see more of this soon, or do you think there'll be some sort of baby steps in this arena to sort of see how these initial programs go? I mean, there's a lot of reasons. You mentioned the physical capabilities. There's a psychology involved as well. I mean, it's not so simple sometimes to mix men and women, no matter what takes place. So do you think that this will be a bit of a study case right now for the Army?
The study goes on, and I don't think we are going to see baby steps, but at the same time, I don't think we are going to see huge steps forward. It's all being done gradually with very close monitoring of what can be done and what cannot be done, and making sure that we don't make any compromises on the quality of the performance. And that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, we are a military that has tasks and missions on the field, and they have to be performed perfectly. And that's why I think it's going to be done gradually, with a lot of care to make sure that we don't make mistakes. But we are going to continue moving forward.
Well, thank you very much for being with us on this subject. Caught our attention today, Brigadier General Yosef Kuperwasser.